Hey YouTube, big episode ahead. Do the Avant review of equipment, working in the red light, hauling bees, lots of treatment, getting some more equipment ready. So super exciting times, super pumped. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Hey Uncle Marty, what are we doing?
We are treating for mites today, and it's cloudy, and the bees are probably gonna be real cranky. Cranky girls.
What a difference a day makes.
Yeah.
So we're out here in North Texas. We've got a bunch of hives in this area. Nice place to work. We're gonna go roll through this as fast as we can. Get it done. So we're still treating for varroa mites. Process is Uncle Marty lifts the lid. I put the treatment in. We move on to the next one. And you can see these super nice raised elevated platforms that one of our clients made us. We just got done treating 200 and something hives yesterday afternoon and a little bit of today. Martell is doing a Australian roll up, store the straps. We like the technique. Thank you, Jeremy Campbell, for teaching us that. We're gonna head back to the barn. Got a bunch of good frames, a few that have wax moth damage. Rinse and repeat. November the 21st. What are we doing today, Uncle Marty?
Treating for varroa mites.
Treating for varroa mites once again. We had a high mite load, so we're treating. It's cold today, so we're in and out quick. Uncle Marty's got some empty boxes to place a couple dead outs that we found. Got some wax moths. So we're getting these ready for transport sometime in the next week or month. Just cleaning out all the debris. That's a good place for wax beetles to breed and whatnot. So always clean that stuff out. We spend a lot of time driving these back roads, getting from hive set to hive set, cover lots of beautiful country. As usual, the inside of the truck is a mess. We got some snacks, some warm weather, clothes, bunch of stuff we need, stuff on the back of the truck. Today, we're getting hives ready to move back to HQ. We bring back 1,300 hives, roughly. We got about 10 hives per yard average. So if you do the math, that's a whole lot of trips. At night, loading up hives from place to place to place, getting them back, getting ready to make merges. Got another dead out here. You can see all the debris. Could have scraped this out. You can see we have drain holes. Up the moisture run out of these. I don't like this pallet because it's got inside facing entrance. So we like our pallets to face on the outside. So me and Uncle Marty spent a lot of time a couple weeks back switching a bunch of them that we acquired different place. All these leaves are bad too because they collect moisture and cause rot. See, we've got a little plant that was growing here. A lot of moisture, so there's some soft wood there. So it's always nice to kind of scrape that off and get real nice and clean. And now we're just putting empty boxes back on here for hauling. So Martell's just evening up this pallet. We can haul them like that with another pallet of these on top of it, and it'll make up for that missing one box. They'll haul just fine. Good stuff. Beautiful place. There's Uncle Marty once again. We often get into tight spots. It's a big truck. Looks good. Martell's an excellent driver. Cycling through more dead out frames. Wax moss, popping the foundation off. Uncle Marty just swept up a bunch of dead worms that were thawing out. They're really gross to step on. More freezer space, another load. Tomorrow's the same thing. One thing about beekeeping, if you don't like doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're probably not in the right game. Great, did pretty good. Took me a couple times because I haven't used this setup in a little while, but it's getting to bee hauling season. So now I'm just lowering the jack stand down. It dropped on the road and ripped out the plate, so it now sits on some cedar blocks. Maybe we'll get Uncle Marty to weld us on another foot pad someday. Got some miscellaneous tools, chains, tensioners, straps to load the Avant on, hinging lock mechanism that we have to wire now because the little safety pin no longer holds it tight enough. Got a D-ring welded back here. Thank you, Uncle Marty, for securing the Avant, the loader. We used some old waste oil to seal this deck up, get more years out of it. Good trick. Great truck. More later. So these are load boards. They go across pallets when they're loaded onto the back of the truck. Secure the lids into place to be able to put the straps over the top of these things so they rest on top of the load. You'll see videos of that as well while we're hauling bees this season. And they just compress everything down so that it doesn't shift around during the load. It's a really bumpy mess, different places, going down the highway, going down country roads. So this just helps secure everything. Kind of cold today. It did not freeze last night. We're gonna be doing some oxalic acid fuming with the new setup we got. Excited about that. We're down what we call downstairs. There's a little path going to what we call upstairs. That's where our main holding work yard is. See, it's just a gorgeous day. We're gonna be moving these hives up to start consolidating, get ready to go for almonds. So there's my brother Gary. We're hauling hives upstairs like we talked about, consolidating. It's a cold morning, bees won't be very active. Good day to start moving them. Got 2 pallets stacked on top of each other. It's a little treacherous going up this hill. Need to do a little more dirt work. Got to raise up the load a little bit so we don't dip the front end into the incline. It's never fun to drop these, so always slow and low is the tempo. You can see there's our van, there's where we're going to be treating. There's our shed. There's a little treacherous spot. Got some bees pulling out. They're not enjoying this trip. But maybe they'll enjoy California. Early spring, lots of pollen, nectar. The nectar's not good for humans to eat. I guess you can eat it, but not very tasty. Got Gary on the Avant. Gonna make a triple stack. Take him up the hill. If you don't like doing the same thing over and over again, don't become a beekeeper. Because you do the same thing over and over and over again. If you like being outdoors, working hard, sometimes it's just a lot of fun. Kind of getting excited. Starting to build this year's load. Fun times. Still got some beautiful fall colors. North Texas. It's November 29th, 28th. Not quite a freeze last night. Starting to warm up. I'm glad we're about done with this process. Bees are starting to get a little active. I'm gonna have to fix this one.
Dangerously on this one.
Yeah, he's living dangerously.
Headed up the hill.
He's missing a hive here. There's enough weight on the back end to counterbalance it. Got to make trips count. One of the things that happens when we're transporting these is they get uneven. So when you're doing the groundwork, it's your job to make sure that they get straightened out correctly. All better. So while Gary's taking loads from downstairs, upstairs, I'm also drilling holes for the oxalic acid vaporizer. Oh, really messed that one up. Maybe. I gotta show you whenever I mess up too. I mess up all the time. I think there might be some staples there. This oxalic acid vaporizer is a battery hungry operation. So we're gonna test it out today. See what's going on. Some of this may be covered in one of our other vlogs. So we'll try to figure that out too. Gary's got one more load to bring up and then we'll start treating these. And I was noticing that the backs of these signs have got some kind of ancient symbolism going on that Uncle Marty's created. Not sure exactly what it means, but we'll get him to explain it to us. So we're a little over halfway through the oxalic acid vapor treatment. Getting it going. Gary's getting a new battery. Working pretty good so far. Seems to be a dense amount of vapor. I'm excited to see the results. There's a tough guy right there. He's been wearing that veil, getting stung, creeping around his face, creeping around his wrist on his gloves. We're almost done. But the bees, they've got active, it's hot. So they've been stinging him. Time to get the suit on. So I only got stung 4 times. Wasn't too bad. Got what I needed to get done, cleaned up. Still got to go back down to the yard, pick up so we can mow the rest of the fall flowers. They've had time to turn to seed and get it ready to bring more hives back. Another beautiful day. Sun's out, a little bit of wind. Some bees, they're not too happy. They'll drift off, they're marooned now. They'll drift off hopefully and find another hive. This is the Avant 528 loader. It's diesel. A little cold natured in the morning. 4-wheel drive option. Telescoping boom. We can actually load the truck from one side if we need to. If you get stuck in the mud, get into something thick, it's got the 4-wheel drive option. where you flip this switch, 4-wheel drive indicator, you flip it up, you throttle up, and then you hit this trigger on the joystick. And that delivers a lot of torque to these tires, which are really great. They float well, they turn the mud well. They don't chew up the ground much compared to the skid steer. That's important when you're on other people's properties or on our own property. It's got rear red lights, red front lights. That helps with the bees because white lights attracts them. So if you're trying to load with white light, it's miserable. With the red light, they don't see it. And you can actually get your work done, see what you're doing, get it going. So I'm on the Avant we just talked about. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to pick up a pallet. Got to line it up correctly. Got to get the tip down, so go to the right. Tip's going down. Gonna go down to the ground. Move forward. That's the pedal on the right. Slide it into place. I'm a little high, so drop it down a little bit more on the tilt. Now I'm firm. You can see the whole load moving forward. Now I'm gonna lift it up. Now I'm going to back up a little bit, it's off the ground. Then you can see, it's incredible. Very smooth if you have a light hand. Got to adjust the tilt a little bit. As it pulls up, it'll uneven a little bit. It's got a self-leveling feature, but we don't love it. Now I'm going to use the telescoping boom, so you can really get a load up there if you need to. I'll show you from the side. So that's great when you're loading an 18-wheeler and you got to reach up for that third stack of bee pallets. Another feature on the Avant, that's actually a representation, a symbol of the seat. And the little waves coming up, that's heat. So it actually has a heated seat. I just turned it off. I'm gonna turn it back on so my booty stays warm. So I'm on the Avant now. I'm gonna try to load it while filming, show you how it works onto the tilt. You see the tilt over my shoulder? We gotta load it backwards so it rides correct. Gonna throttle up a little bit. See you can see the bottom lined up. And it'll tilt down and lock into place. Got the Avant loaded up. Got a ratcheting strap. Gonna put some tension on it. Got a strap that's been modified by Uncle Marty. So this started out as a standard ratcheting strap. You run the end of the nylon strap through this portion, tighten it up here, lock it into place. Uncle Marty welded this link of chain onto this metal bracket, passes over the forks. It's got some plastic, heavy plastic taped inside of here to keep the metal off the metal. This will wear out. Chain comes through here. Chain passes through. Got a lock and ring. Hook. This is a clevis, I believe, or something like a clevis. Attaches into the lift. I would like it better if it attached into here, but we've got to do some more modifications. So this will do for now. All secure, ready to roll. The back of the Avant, which is backed onto the trailer, facing backwards. There's the truck, the load boards for securing the bee pallets. Strapped in, we put them on the back of the truck so that we can load the pallets starting up against the headache rack. First, work backwards. You load 4 pallets or 6 pallets, depending on if they're singles or doubles. Put a load board on top, over strap. Straps are down here. Nice and convenient. This is a Ford F550 dual cab. Super comfortable, luxurious on the inside because we spend a lot of time in this thing. Dually, carries a heavy load. We've got smokers, some fuel, some starter, another toolbox on the other side with some different stuff we need from time to time. Got it all secured down, 2 points. Got the pin in on the locking mechanism to keep the trailer from tilting backwards. Ready to roll. Gary's gonna go pick up some bees tomorrow night and we will keep you updated. Tonight, this truck is gonna go out and go get 64 hives. Gary and Casey are going out. So there'll be 4 rows of bees on pallets. So it'll be a pallet here, a pallet here, a pallet on top, a pallet on top, a load board placed on top, strapped up, and then 4 rows. So 64 hives total. Got the tilt trailer. Y'all saw we hitched up, and the Avant secured, ready to go with fuel. So everything should be ready for them tonight. Hopefully it goes quick, no problems occur, and all the bees get back safe. And we'll treat them in the morning for mites and keep the whole thing rolling. Getting close to the end of a day. It's grayed over today. Been a good day. Working on these frames that we've put into the freezer to kill any wax moth larvae, other parasites that have kind of eggs or larvae. And we're putting it into stacks of 5 with plates of paramoth, putting a lid over it, and then we will pull those out in the spring when we need them, and they should be moth free and ready to roll again for next season. So here's our honeybee sanctuary sign. Here's our set of hives that we're picking up, and less than 50 yards away is our client's house. You can see it's just now dusk. Time to get rolling. There's the truck, ready to receive more hives. Load boards are getting positioned. That's what we see. And 'tis the season. First load is on the truck. I'm gonna quit recording and start working once we show. So this is our first tier on the load. strapped top board. You probably can't see. You notice that we're missing a box on here, but we've got it box sharing that load. You can travel with some holes. We try to keep them on the inside of the load. So been doing some treatments. Got the respirator on. There's some boxes we put on the load last night to stabilize the height for these pallets so that they stack on the truck better. We clean those up next. We can figure it out. I can put this gadget in and let it do its thing without standing there holding it the whole time. So a lot less exposure. It's nice. These are the ravines that have been cut through erosion. This is our road coming in. This is where the 18-wheeler comes. We travel through here quite a bit. So, gotta put some of this clay sand on top like I mentioned, pack it in good, make it smooth. And we'll probably have to bring more gravel in, but not this season. So, working the lock in the dark is really challenging at times, especially for me because I'm 56, so my eyes are old. So I'm glad Hot Patties is out there doing the hard work. $11:47, headed home. Just moved 128 hives. Everything went good. I'm excited. Check in with you guys tomorrow. Hello YouTube, December 6th. We brought in the hives last night. Gonna make a couple more rows. Uncle Marty's gonna extend that one out. We're gonna put some rows on the other side of the road. I don't know if you can see it. You'll see the layout. Got the skid, the digging bucket taken off, forks put on it, so that one crew can come back and use it while the other crew is loading the other truck. So we'll bring back the big trailer tonight. Hopefully 216 hives be back here if all goes as planned. Gary's getting the trailer going. Casey's getting the smoke going. Got the Avant going out here on top of the plains. Got some bottomlands. Over here we got 216 hives spread out in this area. Don't make much honey here, but we make a lot of bees. And we just missed the beautiful sunset. Good morning. It is December 7th. And we got a bunch more hives here last night. Got Michelle and Uncle Marty up there doing some oxalic acid mite treatment. I'm about to do some testing to see what kind of load they had before we treat, and then go ahead and do a follow-up test, see what kind of load we have after. So I just collected half a cup of bees, got some alcohol wash and windshield wiper fluid to kill the half a cup of bees. We're checking for mites. Got to shake them for 60 seconds to try to dislodge the mites. First test, we had 0 mites. Initial treatment was really good, but we're going to test more to make sure. Getting towards the tail end of the day, using flags to mark what we've treated, not treated. Got to make sure that we're not over treating. More hives are coming in tonight, so my thing to do in the morning is get over here and treat them early so we can kind of keep the mites that they have contained. December 8th, 6 o'clock at night. We got out here just a little bit late. Gonna get started, gonna do another 64. Here we go. So if you don't pull this pin and lock this back into place, you can actually drive off the end of this ramp, which I just did. Bumped my head really hard. It's a pretty big drop off. Luckily everything seems to be okay other than my ego. So don't tell anybody. Getting there, more than halfway done. Got a couple more on the other side of this hill. Gonna be able to roll up and get. And we got to pick up 2 back in town on the way back to HQ. Been a good night. Temperature's super nice. Got to watch a beautiful storm rolling across Oklahoma into Texas. It's an hour and a half away by truck. Beautiful, beautiful. We see the most amazing things out here.
What's up, folks? Martel with Honeybees Unlimited. We're out here at the main yard. We just brought in some hives a couple of weeks ago and noticed that we had some robbing going on. For those of y'all that don't know what robbing is, sometimes you have a hive that has a lot of surplus, a lot of honey in it, so it really has a lot of scent. And the other bees, if you look out here, we've got a lot of bees here right now, probably, oh, I don't know, close to 800 hives. They sense that, and so they'll basically come to a hive that's got a lot of surplus and try to rob it out. So we made up this liquid smoke and water. We're going to try this solution first. Vinegar is something else you can add, and we're going to spray, and it's supposed to mimic smoke, and we're going to see if it'll help the robbing. So here we go. You just basically spray the front of the entrance on top, spray the side, and we're going to go do another one, and we'll come back to this one to see if maybe they calm down a little bit.
This is one that they've been robbing out. I'm just going to take a peek. Of course, didn't put the suits on, so.
Yep, it's pretty robbed out.
Yep.
Let's see.
Of course, we don't have any hive tools or any of the things that make it easy to do this, but curiosity kills the cat, so here we go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had some brood.
It's empty.
Empty.
Damn it.
Destroyed. Robbed out. If we pop this hive, we'll see at the bottom, we'll see piles of wax cappings and nothing pretty, I bet. Let's see this one. So yeah, that's what's left after they rob. Bunch of dead bees, not much else. They didn't rob this one out. This is what it should look like. Here, step out of that light a little bit. Covered in bees. This is a good looking hive. Got some good weight to it. They're starting to get a little agitated.
Here we are in our main yard. We're just about filled up here. We've got about 1,300 hives to bring back. And this yard, we're trying to get it to 1,000 hive capacity. So down here to the right, you can see we've got a few more pallets left here. We went across the road. There's another 26, I think, over there. Once we get this one filled, we've got another, we call it the downstairs, just past the tree line there. We'll probably put another 300 down there, and that will do us for this year. Once we get them all back, we're gonna grade them.
What do you mean by grading?
We're shooting for 8 frames of bees for a double stack hive. So each one of them will have a estimated 8 frames of bees, and that'll be good to go to California.
Southern California, they'll go in doubles. They'll be basically, the hive will have half its capacity filled with what we send, and then they go out and pollinate the almonds, and they come back after an early spring, and they've typically doubled, if not more, in size due to the almond nectar and pollination.
Absolutely.
And what do we have to do to them after we grade them?
So we'll grade them, and then we take them and merge them together to make our 8. Unless they grade, if they grade right off the bat at 8, then we'll usually leave them alone, and if they need feed, we'll feed them. Probably a 2 to 1 this time of year, and then if they don't make grade, then we'll merge to make an 8, and we do that throughout the whole yard, the whole 1,300, and whatever we come up with, and that's how many trucks we'll send. Takes 408 hives for a semi, so we'll see where we end up.
Awesome. All right, we'll talk more about merging next episode. See you then. This is a pollen feeder. I'm sure y'all have seen it. They've emptied it. Smells good over here. They can fly down in these entrances, collect the pollen on their hind legs. They get covered in it. It stays really dry. It's all weather feeder. I'm really pleased with the quality. This is a pollen substitute. Beautiful color. 58% crude protein. We'll figure out that it's got more in it and start hitting it like crazy again. Been an exciting 3 weeks. Hope y'all enjoyed the content. It's been a lot of fun dragging a camera around, letting y'all see what we do. We're getting ready to put everything together to get going to California. Still have less than about 200 plus hives I have to go get. I'm going to take a little bit of time off for some family, be back, get those brought in, and Christmas, and then merge, grade, merge, feed, get it all ready, see what we come up with for our truckload to California, and more getting ready for next season. Never stops, it just changes. It always stays the same.